YouTube, what it do is your boy Benji, and we are back in between the ropes. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. We love all things entertainment this way, and we are back in the world of wrestling. So we're going to check out WWE Raw episode, I don't know, but it's June 30th. Anyways, this is coming off of Night of Champions, so plenty of people probably expected this to be something amazing. Well, hold your expectations. Hold the chatter. Let's keep everything to a minimum. Rhea Ripley opens the show, and there was literally people on Twitter trying to decipher exactly what it was going to be that she was going to say, and a lot of people seem to be spot on. Calls out Io. Io comes out, offers her a title match right there, right now. Raquel goes crazy. Raquel and Roxanne interrupt, though. Tag team match later on in the night. Io, you have what I want. The title I never lost. Mommy has never been pinned to WrestleMania. Mommy's always on top. Mommy will take the women's world title back. Is it time to start calling her Rhea Hogan? She calls out Io Sky. I'm getting the title back. There, save y'all 20 minutes. Well, yeah, anyways, not Rhea. She's very cool. For the life of me, I don't understand why y'all believe this woman to be a face. Nor do I understand what it is about this woman that y'all find to be so special. She's extremely unique. She is talented. But again, if you had to look into the world of wrestling and really understand who Rhea Ripley is, she is literally Rhea Hogan. She cries and doesn't know what to do with herself if she does not have a championship around her waist. And when she does have a championship around her waist, she still does not know what to do. The entirety of the women's division revolves around Rhea Ripley. The tag team titles, the big title, and there's barely anything going on in the women's mid-card division that isn't revolving around Rhea Ripley. So for some strange reason, Rhea Ripley shows up and tells the crowd about how she's going to get an opportunity against Io Sky. And Io Sky comes out only to affirm her suspicions, affirm her, and let the crowd know that they will be fighting. And that Adam Pearce already guaranteed that they're going to get a match. And this match is going to be held at Evolution. I don't understand how this happens. What has Rhea Ripley done? She didn't win the Elimination Chamber. She didn't win the Royal Rumble. She didn't win Queen of the Ring. How does she keep getting World Championship matches? And then when she gets the championship, she just gets to just parade around with it. Hey, look, I was watching CJ's video, and CJ's made a good point. There's literally no reason for any of these people to have championship belts because there's not a line of people that are actually after the belts. Why do we keep regurgitating the same feuds and matches? We've seen Rhea Ripley and Io Sky 100 times. The only reason that if I'm Io Sky, I would even allow Rhea Ripley to match up against me is solely because I beat her multiple times. I know she can't beat me. In the end of the day, she's lit. So why not take this lit person to a crowd with me and knowing that the people are going to show up and I could possibly get a main event match out of this woman here. So if we take herself out of the world of wrestling, it still makes no sense because why does Rhea Ripley keep getting opportunities? In any other job, in any other realm, we would be pointing the finger at her and saying nasty things about how she didn't have to work as hard as anybody else to be awarded her position. Is Mama always on top? Sure. But she literally doesn't do anything else but show up, win belts, and then just chill and stare at everybody. He was out there struggling to speak English. And I don't even understand what is the point of this. Are they going to make any allusions to how Rhea Ripley just barged her way into a championship match and turned it into a triple threat match at WrestleMania? Are we gonna make anybody gonna talk about that? Is everybody talk about how Io Sky won the championship and then she faced off against Rhea Ripley and Bianca at WrestleMania, which was one of the better matches of the year, and then just chilled out afterward? She decided to say, okay, I'm going to give you guys one more match, one more banger against Stephanie Bakera that's going to end up in a no contest, and then I'm going to chill. She's literally been gone. What has she been doing over the last couple months? Why aren't there, like, heralds of women banging down Adam Pearce's door trying to get a championship match against Io Sky? Why is that not happening? How is this woman one of the best wrestlers in the WWE, in the pros, in general, and she's not fighting against anybody? This is ridiculous. They had no idea what to do in the women's division. Speaking of no idea what to do, the New Day, who was barely fought any matches, is randomly matching up against Finn Balor and JD McDonough. I know they talked about it last week. Not gonna lie, it was actually a solid match. The problem is that we just continue to talk about fumbling. New Day had one of the better heel turns that I've seen in a long time. A huge swerve that probably caught most fans off balance. Most people were caught off guard. Yet they've done absolutely nothing with it. And it's, again, a problem with the creativity. A problem with how they decide to showcase these guys. It's just foolish. They'd rather the crowd say New Day sucks instead of actually flesh out who these guys are. I actually enjoyed the New Day's heels. But they never really got any reason for anybody to really get behind them and understand the purpose for anything. I don't think any of us really understood why they did what they did, but whatever. I guess we're just going to brush past it. Anyways, it's a good match. I mean, you got some vets in here. These guys know what to do. They make it happen. You get new tag champs and Finn Balor and Jaden McDonough. Again, it's like literally like a merry-go-round, bro. Everything up here just continues to recycle, reuse, recycle, and be reused. As now, if you look at the Judgment Day Clubhouse, we're back to the members all having gold. And if all these guys are going to have gold, this is going to lead to some dissension. I mean, there's literally a point where they try to vote Roxanne into the Judgment Day. Solely because there's no partners for Raquel to defend the tag team championships with. It's been a weird thing, too, that I've been seeing over the last few years that if you win the tag team championship, you can just grab anybody and they can be a champion. So it's not like the people that win are obligated to. I don't even understand how they can literally make somebody give up a belt, because it seems like anybody can just have anybody as a tag team partner. Bayley was awarded an opportunity to fight alongside Lyra for a tag team championship, but she had taken out and just no problem, just grab somebody, and she grabs Becky. We seen the Bianca and Jay deal last year where when Jay got hurt, Jay just grabbed somebody. And we get Naomi. I don't know if it's just for injury purposes, but we've seen people fight, like with the Bloodline was fighting and multiple members in the Bloodline were fighting in tag team match. I don't get it. Anyways, like I said, we got a bunch of meat banging. I gotta rephrase that. We had these two behemoths of men fighting. And of course, it was going to be a physical slobber knocker. Punches, kicks, slams, throws. I mean, this is cool, but I honestly forgot about this match. I don't really know what's going to come of it. It's probably going to be something where we see these guys match up again. And again, if we continue to point out the idiocy, nothing makes any sense anymore. The refs don't even care about their jobs. We've seen refs turn blind eyes to chairs, to championship belts being brought into the ring. Exposed turnbuckles. Literally, guys are cheating in front of their face. They don't even care anymore. Some of these things used to be an automatic DQ. Like, I really remember playing the old wrestling games, and if the ref would see you taking the turnbuckle off, hey, or exposing the turnbuckle, hey, automatic, boom, DQ. Now they don't care. Oh, this dude just took that off. No big deal. It's like the cheating doesn't even matter anymore. But yeah, Gunther back out, and I do enjoy Gunther on the mic, yet it's hard for me to get behind anything this dude has to say because he has fought nothing but scrubs over the last few months and has struggled against pretty much everybody. Even the people that he's called scrubs. He laughs about Goldberg and how he's going to be so methodical and nice and slow, how he's going to rip apart Goldberg limb by limb. And I don't care what he's talking about. I don't believe anything he's talking about. Again, I do love Gunther on the mic, yet nothing he talks about should have any weight held to it. Because again, this dude barely beat Pat McAfee. He was struggling. He barely beat Tozawa. He was struggling. He called Jey Uso a clown, but he lost. He called Sami Zayn a bum. Lost. I mean, anyways, Seth Rollins shows up, and after he's quickly berated by Gunther, which I think he makes a good point about how this dude really caught a flight all the way down to Saudi Arabia and bailed at the one job, cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Seth Rollins like, no, that wasn't my intent. I came out there to ensure myself that CM Punk wasn't going to get an opportunity to win. If that's the case, then anytime CM Punk's in a championship match, just interrupt. So whether you get him disqualified or not, just interrupt. The line doesn't even make sense backstage because like sometimes you do show up and they just run up to the arena, or sometimes you do show up and their music is cue. So you're thinking like, okay, why are the producers allowing these guys to just show up and intervene in matches? They shouldn't be allowed to do that. I don't know. Anyways, these two start fighting. Seth Rollins runs away, and I ain't gonna lie, LA Knight is continually entertaining. He smashes popcorn on Seth Rollins' head, and these guys get to brawl in front of the people. I'm upset that these never happens when I'm at the shows. We get Becky and Lyra again. Another thwarted opportunity here. Dude, does anybody care about this? This is going to make sure with that match, and it ended foolishly. Again, the refs don't care about anything anymore because we've seen multiple scenarios where both wrestlers had their backs on the ground, and there was in the old school days, the ref used to look at both people and count to see if people are going to stand up or they're going to get their shoulders off the ground. Instead, Shorty just says, you know what I'm going to do? Just count because both of these women have their shoulders on the ground. And so it's going to be a no contest, which means that this #1 contender match is not going to end up with a clear winner. I don't even understand why Bayley's fighting fair. You were taken out by Bayley. By Becky Lynch. I'm not fighting against nobody for a #1 contender match. And again, #1 contender matches barely exist because we got people like Roman Reigns, who was champion for 4 years. He doesn't get a #1 contender match. He doesn't get the rematch. He doesn't get to do any of that. I'm also not buying what they're selling here. Why do these women just randomly start hating each other? They were literally tag team partners before Bayley went down. Just because you're going to be competitors because you're both gunning for the Intercontinental Championship, what does that even mean? You guys fought multiple times before this, and it was amicable. Anyways, it doesn't make any sense. Everybody knows these two were going to be fighting against one another, but I don't understand why all of us need to be held at in some realm of suspense as if these two weren't going to be in a triple threat match with Becky. We all knew that was happening. I'd rather just announce it and let somebody else get some TV time. We got guys like Karrion Kross. We got guys like freaking Ludwig Kaiser, who's out there parading around in a El Grande Americano suit instead of out there cutting promos or getting into matches. We see Grayson Waller giving his thumbs up to the New Day after the match and barely addressing what's going on with him and Austin Theory. Nobody knows what Austin Theory is doing. Yet we got stuff like this going on. I don't even. And after the no contest is announced, these two just start brawling into the crowd. Don't know why. The strangest thing ever here. I have no idea why Penta has been cast into the midst of this chaos. I'm excited to see Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman as tag team partners because at least they will have some significance this way. I don't know why Penta continues to get cast into random tag teams, but we all know that he can go. Anyways, if we were to really talk about weight classes, there's no real reason why anybody should beat Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. These two are supposed to be the enforcers for Seth freaking Rollins. And if we think about it all, Braun Breaker was a menace in NXT and was a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. So you would think that the only proper succession would have been for him to try and take a stab at being world champion. And again, this is why it makes no sense. Why is Gunther being relegated to fight against guys like Pat McAfee and Goldberg? There should be a quadrillion people backstage just salivating at an opportunity to fight Gunther for the World Heavyweight Champion and what this could mean for their career. I think that a lot of the weight is taken off of the importance of these belts because it's not as if anyone in the wrestling world cares about the belts. It needs to be a big deal. When we're seeing Randy Orton and John Cena ping-pong the belts and Triple H trying to get in the midst of that, and we had Batista and Undertaker and all these characters really trying to get a piece of the pie. It makes some sense. We have nobody cares about the belts. Let's think about it right now. Is anyone actually challenging Gunther for the championship right now? Has anyone actually made that obvious? Seth Rollins hasn't even made it obvious that he's going for Gunther, nor Cena. He's talking about getting both belts. That's not how Money Bank works. I mean, you can't. Anyways, these two dudes are supposed to be walking around against the side of Seth Rollins. There's no reason that they should lose to anybody. If you want to add some drama to the tag team division, let these dudes fight. Now, unfortunately, you already have enough heels in the tag team division, and you haven't really created any true drama for that or in any faces. What faces are there on Raw? Let's think about it for a second. Where's the LWO? That's it. That's all you had. Everybody else is heels. So the problem is going to be if you throw the two Brons into a tag team division, there's no one that you can truly have them feud against. Something that's also strange too is that like Sami Zayn can never just have lose. He always has to be beat up. Like for example, in this episode, he was beat in the ribs by Karrion Kross backstage, which led to him bandaging up his whole midsection, which hampered him a little bit. And that's what led to him losing. And while these two guys decided to start beating the heck out of these two, Jey Uso shows up with a chair. What is Jey Uso doing? Shouldn't he be trying to fight for a championship back? Shouldn't he be trying to do something a little bit more important? Probably not. He's going to be fighting against dudes of the future who have zero title aspirations. Nothing, no personal goals. Not that they still aren't supposed to be wrestling on their own. Nobody makes sense. Nothing makes sense. Like, what is Paul Heyman doing there on the phone? Who is he talking to? He's not getting anything done. Literally, while Seth Rollins was cutting the promo earlier, Paul Heyman was begging to hold Seth Rollins' sunglasses because he has zero purpose. He's not holding the noodle falla. He's not cutting promos for anybody. He's not getting on the mic. He's not introducing anybody. He does nothing. Nothing cares. Like, nothing matters anymore. Why did these two just fight against each other? What were they looking to solve? I don't know. You gotta let me know in the comments below.